Did you actually catch the real origin of Will's powers in the final season of Stranger Things? I'm not talking about theories. We're talking about a power level that matches Vecna himself. And if you think that's wild, wait till you hear this. Because in episode 4, there's a massive clue so big, so bold, that it practically screams a direct blood connection between Will Byers and Henry Creel. Yes, the possibility that Will is actually Vecna's own son. And when you add that to everything we've seen about the Upside Down since season 1, suddenly, all of Will's powers make perfect sense. What's coming next is absolutely insane, mind-melting stuff, and in this video, I'm breaking down every detail. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Here's the thing, there's no way to talk about Volume 1 of Stranger Things 5 without talking about this scene, this moment revealing Will with powers. This is already in the top 5 most incredible scenes in Stranger Things history. Everyone is going crazy trying to understand why Will has these powers. I already gave a preliminary explanation in the video breaking down the first 4 episodes. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's a complete video focused on everything else. But now we're doing individual videos because there's way more to explore. Let's go. First, the very first thing that's super important for this explanation, the very first scene of the season, the first 5 minutes that we already analyzed a long time ago on the channel, but I have to bring it up here because this video is all about Will. What's it for? To show that this season heavily revolves around Will, even making him practically the main protagonist. That flashback of when Will was first taken by Vecna and had the entire Upside Down dumped on him, and then throughout the episodes they start doing what? Especially in this ending, they heavily emphasize the hive-mind concept. Will's feelings during the first 3 episodes, the warnings, the connections, everything, then the revelation that he can see what the Demogorgons see, then that he can feel what the Demogorgons feel. Then he basically starts controlling the Demogorgons. He even wants to, until we reach the point in the last episode where when the Demogorgons are burned, he feels burned too. He feels everything. All of this is slow, gradual work to show that Will has become the Upside Down itself. He turned into the Upside Down. But not only that, what is the representation of the Upside Down in the series? Vecna himself. He's the one who controls all those monsters, Demogorgons, Demodogs, everything. He's practically the center of the hive mind. And now Will starts to equal Vecna. The entire season starts showing us how Will becomes equal to Vecna until we reach the moment where Will has the powers. Like I said in the other video, the powers we see Will using here are identical to Vecna's. They're like Eleven's powers. Blood even runs from his nose. But from what we see him doing with the Demogorgons, his powers lean much more toward Vecna than toward Eleven's connection. In other words, Will basically became the representation of Vecna. Vecna's visit to Will is very different from what we imagined. When we first saw the trailers, we thought Vecna was going there to take Will, but no. He's just there to tell Will, "My plan is being completed. This is my plan. I want to trap the kids. I want to build a world shaped the way I want. You're going to help me, but relax, I'm already in control of you. There's not much you can do. You've already become me." Everything indicates that Vecna wanted Will to evolve and reach the point of controlling his powers. Will already had these powers, he just hadn't reached that stage yet. Vecna wanted Will to reach that stage so Will would understand the direct connection he has with Vecna himself. Just like I said in the other video, if Vecna dies, Will dies. Or to kill Vecna, you have to kill Will. But now let's follow a clue that a ton of people didn't catch in this episode. We have the scenes of Max telling Holly everything she went through in her visions, the visions she had inside Vecna's mind until she got lost in that place. And among the visions she had, she leaves the lab and finds a school door. And when she opens that door, boom, a school from the 1950s is revealed. That's right, stop right there. The 1950s is the era of what? When Henry Creel was young, before he became Vecna, and look what Max sees inside Vecna's own memories, because that's what she's accessing. A woman handing out flyers. A woman with black hair, clothes, and look very similar to Joyce Byers, Will's mom. Jake, did you pull this theory out of thin air? Where's the proof that woman is Will's mom? Okay, now let's go to Stranger Things, The First Shadow, the Broadway play written by the Duffer Brothers themselves, which is 100% canon. It shows the origin of Henry Creel's powers, his time in the lab, his connections with Brenner, his school life, and it's also revealed that Hopper and Joyce knew Henry from high school. Both of them appear in the play, just younger. I think people are starting to get it now, huh? If you're still here, it means you didn't just watch. You truly enjoyed this video. So please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Every click, every sub keeps me motivated to work harder and bring you the very best content. Your support means the world to me. Let's keep this journey going together. So, in Max's scenes inside Vecna's mind, we see this woman who could perfectly, if they wanted, represent a young Joyce. And yes, she's handing out flyers. And the focus of the scene is that someone throws a flyer in the trash and Max goes after it to read. And when she opens the flyer, what do we have, my friend? A theater play directed by whom? By Joyce. Joyce Maldonado, that's Joyce's maiden name, she later becomes Byers. So yes, that woman handing out flyers is Joyce, Will's mom Joyce. And on that flyer, besides her directing the play, we see names at the bottom. We find who? Hopper, young Hopper. And below, introducing Henry Creel, proof that inside Henry's own memories, inside Vecna's mind, there's the play he did together with Joyce and Hopper. Proof that he was directly connected in his past with Joyce Byers, Will's mother especially. And that's where all the craziness starts. What if Vecna is Will's father? What if Henry Creel actually had a child with Joyce Byers and that child is Will Byers? But Will's dad is shown at the beginning of the series, it's Lonnie. Yeah, that's the dad we know. But what if Joyce had a detour in her life and had this son with Henry, and that will be revealed? Have you stopped to think that neither Joyce nor Hopper have had the chance to see Henry Creel's face since season 4? Yes, they know about this villain Vecna, but they still haven't seen his face, man. They only saw him as one. There's no way to recognize him like that. When he appears in front of them as Henry or any other version, there will definitely be that scene of them recognizing him as Henry, and it's going to be an absolute mind-blowing moment in Volume 2. I'm already hyped just imagining the moment they see this guy, make the connection, go back to the memories, and Joyce understands everything. She'll remember what happened in the past. Have you thought about the fact that if Will is really Henry's son, if Joyce had that affair or whatever, it makes total sense of the whole situation? It makes even more sense why Vecna targeted Will from the very beginning, because he was his son and already carried his father's powers. Because when Henry had the kid, he had already made contact with Dimension X and gotten his powers, so the son inherited them too. That's why the biggest interest. You put all this together with the point I mentioned earlier. Vecna going there on purpose, not taking Will, just to tell him all that, just to push Will to use his powers. Vecna definitely wanted Will to use his powers so he would understand. You add the fact that Will's power is identical to Vecna's on a level that almost rivals Eleven's. This might even make him stronger than 11. Man, this is the path that makes the most sense. Like, it's at least 90% this path. It explains everything in the entire series. It ties up the whole show. And I'm telling you, they didn't put that clue of Max seeing that flyer with Joyce's name, Hopper's name, Henry Creel's name, all on the same thing for no reason. Nothing is random there. It's all connected. So comment what you thought of this revelation because it blows your mind in every way. And that's gonna wrap it up for today's video. If you enjoyed the breakdown, don't forget to drop a like, share it with your friends and fellow Stranger Things fans, and hit that subscribe button, plus ring the bell so you never miss an update from Explainverse. Thanks so much for watching. You guys are the best, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Stay strange, and peace out.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I breathe.